have been well trained.
No.
in
You
my
don't have to
efforts.
carry a sword to be powerful.
I won't fail you.
Or do not.
I'm not afraid.
There is no try.
And we're back fully fed from our lunch break here at the House Rules Gaming Store Championship Tournament. George has returned to the top table with his eLuke raid deck. Lynn has come to the top table with Vader Raider. Another matchup similar to the one we saw before, but we'll see how Lynn pilots this deck differently than we saw before.
Always interesting to see how different players pilot what appears to be the same deck, and then generally it's not. But
right. Yep, so it looks like Lynn has brought Moisture Farm.
That looks like Starship Graveyard, if I
Starship
remember
Graveyard
from
on
earlier.
George's. Yeah, so we'll see which battlefield they end up with once the roll-off happens. But George looks like he's mulliganing most of his hand. Lynn is picking back 2 cards.
Yep.
Destiny players, start around 4 begins now. You have 35 minutes.
Oh, and we're cutting decks. I think that's the first time we've seen anyone. They've offered it up, but I haven't seen too many times. So both players now with the 5 cards they're starting with, whether they like it or not. We're going to roll off to see who's going to go first.
Let's see if we can see what this actually looks like. So it looks like if those were the rolls they had, it looks like Vader Raider is going to get the choice. Lynn is thinking hard about which direction he wants to go. The suspense is killing us.
Oh, no. Starship Graveyard's a fun one to play on.
And where are we going?
It lets you recycle out of your discard pile.
Recycle, reduce, and reuse.
Yep.
All right, so Lynn is going with Starship Graveyard. Moisture Farm will be
dried up.
Be removed. Yes.
We're going to dry up the
We're going to
Moisture
try
Farm.
out the Moisture Farm. It's a bad day. So we're going to go ahead and...
Very quickly here.
Absolutely.
George getting Vibro Knives out on Ray, taking advantage of that. Activating her. And then with that ambush on Vibro Knife, also gets to roll in Luke. Not a big opening roll there. And George allowing Lynn to take a look at his hand. Removing that synchronicity.
Synchronicity. That's... No. Sorry. That's not how that goes.
Close. We'll add that to the possible repertoire. So now George is discarding to re-roll. Nope, I'm sorry. I think it was Lynn.
Did I just flip the camera? That's awkward.
I went, now wait a minute.
Ah, sorry.
Now wait a minute.
Sorry. Let's get back from lunch and everything's all higgledy-piggledy.
So your screens are correct, folks. George is there on your left and Lynn on your right.
I should be fired from doing this.
Yeah, we'll keep you around.
Yeah.
At least for one more round.
One more. I see what you did there. All right. Here, how about that?
There we go.
Yay! Right
Now we're
orientation.
cooking.
I'm just so used to seeing Luke Ray on the other side from the previous game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Perfect.
So fast hands on Vader. Everybody's getting that fast hands in. We've seen it a lot today. Getting it in while they still can.
Mm-hmm. So Lynn is going to go ahead and he doesn't like you to get rid of the 3 melee damage. I'm going to kind of focus to the +2. So George
still
is
looking
still
at 3
sitting on 3.
unblockable.
Mm-hmm. Tusken Raider is rolling in. 1 resource.
Not super helpful. And as expected, 3 damage to Vader.
Yep, going
Eating
right through those shields.
Yep.
George claiming Starship Graveyard to take an upgrade from his deck, putting it back discard, putting it on top of his deck.
We've got Lynn putting down Backup Muscle, a very helpful card.
Yep.
That's 3 damage, anxiously awaiting usage against your opponent.
We often see Backup Muscle being used later in the game when those 2 and 3 damage could actually end a character,
Yep.
but sometimes if you want to get on the field of play and get an extra card in your hand, that is one you just put down because you can.
Yep, exhaust it once, so that's 1 damage.
We reset for the next
Makashi
round.
training.
George has put down Makashi training on
He
Ray.
did spot a blue character before playing that card.
He did. I believe George knows what he's doing.
A lot of resources there.
Lynn put down Fast Hands on the Vader.
Oh, fast hands and a 4-speed. That's
Right,
actions for days.
Yes, because I saw 4-speed and said Fast Hands because 4-speed
hands
is fast.
Makes your hands go fast. Like Flash Gordon.
Rolling in
Wrong
Luke.
game.
Luke's got a resource and 2
2
melee.
sticks.
Oh. Got 3 melee
So
and
George
3
looking at
resources.
3 resources, which could come in handy, getting some extra upgrades down.
Delicious. Should have a little video of our facial expressions in the corner.
If you guys could only see. So, yeah, activating Vader and, asking George to discard a card.
Is that the German pronunciation of Vader?
Vader.
Vader.
Well, Vader just means dad in German. So when they just call him dad? Father. It means father.
Dark Father. It literally means Dark Father.
Dun, dun, dun. Spoilers.
That's my Pitch Perfect reference.
1 stick going at. Ah.
That was caution. Yep.
And you just,
Yep,
remove
remove
that
it.
die to get 3 shields.
Love it. Which-
Reroll. That's a decent reroll.
Probably means that George is sitting on a riposte or thinking about putting one out there at some point.
So right now, George has that 5 damage that'll eat right through Vader's shields if he wants to, as long as that Vibro Knife stays out there. And
Yeah, I've
Vader
been-
just rolling in 1.
I've been playing with the Luke Ray deck recently, and I'm very intrigued at the way this deck is played. Luke
5 going to Vader.
Luke being the big target in this deck and being the first one that the opponent generally goes after, but Ray is really the silent killer here. All you need is one good melee damage card on Ray, and then all those modifieds really become active. Lynn is thinking about re-rolling. Re-roll Vader's die and get 1 shield, which
Not
is
going to do a lot of
unfortunate.
good, yep.
Vader's sitting on 8
George
damage.
taking a resource.
5 health left on Vader.
I'm sure Lynn's hoping to find one of those Rise again.
Yeah, he's already looked
In
through
his hand
looked
soon.
through his deck to see if there is something that potentially he could pull. Lynn is sitting on 3 resources, so at the beginning of the next turn he could get 5 resources to play a Rise again, if that is the card that is in his hand. And it is not. He has pitched to reroll. He pitched Force Illusion, which
But
is
at least
surprising.
now drawn up. Oh, and rolled it to
And we roll it to a blank.
Unfortunate. Well, he's going to get 5 new cards.
Now George looking through his discard pile.
Yep. Trying to decide who wants to claim here.
So he'll claim, and he is going to take. Looked like a Vibro Knife. And we are resetting for the next round. Lynn triggering off his backup muscle there. To the end.
That's what it was.
Yep. Yep. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can
That's
either
true.
have a really nice view of the dice and not see the rest of the field,
Yeah. Or
a fuzzy view of the rest of the field and not see the dice very clearly.
You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. Unless someone out there really wants to send us lots of money for high-def camera equipment.
Then we're in business.
That's right.
You were correct. That was a vibro knife, and out it goes on Rey. So she's wielding some serious knives right now. Some potential there for to roll into a lot of damage.
And of course, playing Vibro Knife, giving him an extra action.
Yep.
In addition to
go
Rey's
ahead.
ability, so rolled both Rey and Luke in before Lynn can even get a character
Looks like there's a
activated.
couple of deflect in his hand. He's got some good
So
cards
Lynn
there
is
to work
using
off of.
2 resources to play Vibro Knife
Vibro knife
himself.
there. So shields no longer matter to anybody.
Who cares about shields? Neither one of these characters packing a whole
Yep.
bunch of range damage.
Electroshocking the focus. That's a good move there for Lynn. Keeping George from being able to rotate any of those powerful die on the other side.
Yeah, making that +2 melee on Rey that much less effective.
I'm surprised we don't see awakenings in some of these still. That was a handy support that you could exhaust, and
Yeah.
wouldn't matter if that's a +2. But George going in, going to reroll. Oh boy.
I see some blanks.
Oh boy. He gets that focus back,
Oh,
but
man.
nothing to pair with it. That hurts.
Yeah. And go ahead and activate Vader.
And George discarding a card.
Lynn's rolled into his dice tray, and we now have a
No.
blank, a resource, 2 disrupt, and a focus. He's going to fast hands. 1, 2, 3, go.
Nope. It worked last time.
Wait a minute. Oh no. Oh no. George is sitting on 1
He's really-
resource,
he's
so
thinking it through.
so what is that 1 resource? It could be. Is there something he needs it for? Yep. He's chosen to get rid of George's resources.
Interesting move there.
It does cripple George from playing any cost cards from his hand.
Yep.
Although we know there are plenty of Cheerio blue cards out there that don't require anything.
Yeah, he's gonna
You
reroll it up again.
Pitch
And
riposte
get
to
rid of that
reroll. It looks
focus.
like.
Still gets a focus back from Luke. Luke's bound and determined to make Rey focus, but got some sticks in there, so 4 damage.
4 damage. 4 unblockable damage, nonetheless.
He could still focus one of those other die, and especially that Makashi training, maybe into that +2.
And then the question is Vader going to be able to remove anything?
Vader's going to focus himself to 3. So
Trying to get some damage in there before he loses Vader, because Vader, and we are going to use
activate
Makashi
Makashi Trey's effect. Wow.
to remove that. There we go.
Allows
And
him to
there goes that
remove that die.
Now, Makashi Training's effect to remove one of your melee sides to remove one of your opponent's melee damage.
So
Used
just
very
getting rid of a
effectively.
+1. Still has a Vibro Knife right there that's going to eat through Vader's shield, so that's a good play. Still will have the ability to focus that Makashi Training into the Makashi Training die into something. Yep.
So, yep, focus Makashi Training to a +2.
So 5 damage.
5 unblockable, which would defeat Vader if Lynn can't do anything about it. Lynn's got 1 card in his hand, and we're not really quite sure what that is. Are we going to see it? George playing cool, calm, and collected. And Lynn's going to take a resource. Not feeling
Yep.
too good about this, and there goes Vader.
Yep.
Vader down.
So just a Tusken Raider.
It's my obligatory comic book reference. Once per game.
Once in a game that has Vader at least. So shields, fortunately, didn't do Vader a whole lot of good. Another Sith Holocron. So Tusken Raider's got some potential to have some weapons flipped out for him. And George is claiming. See what he decides.
Lynn has stacked up Tusken
He's
Raider
got that
with Sith
lightsaber,
holocrons.
bow right there on top. It's a good weapon there too. So 3 hitting Luke.
I really would like to see Luke
least he had that
wield a
shield.
handcrafted light bow. I think that'd be a good. Should shoot womp rats with it.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Target practice.
All right, resetting for the next round. Just drawing up our cards in our hands.
Makashi training.
Lynn taking his resources. Lynn's sitting on 4 resources right now.
Another backup muscle in Lynn's hand.
And his current backup muscle on the table is going to do him no good. And Lynn's looking through his discard pile while George rolls in. Bada swing.
At least rolling into 3.
1 damage,
3
2
melee.
damage. Whoa,
Whoa.
Sorry.
Jason's slap happy after lunch, apparently.
It was delicious.
It was?
I would tell you where we ate for lunch, but they're not sponsoring us, so.
Sorry. It's a
No,
secret.
It's a secret.
It was tasty. Runaway Vibro died. At least getting the Sith Holocron special, but it doesn't look like he has anything in his hand to trade it out for.
Nope,
Not
that is a
gonna-
bunch of yellow cards there.
Not going to do him a lot of good.
1 support and 3 events. He does have some control in there.
I'm waiting here. So George, or Lynn, I'm sorry. Lynn changed his mind. Luke, drawing a card and rolling in. So absolutely. So
That's good.
again, looking
Yeah.
at 5 damage on the board.
And with that focus,
And a
there's
focus, so.
easy way for George to pull off 7 damage here, but we will. He doesn't like you.
There goes that too. So
Yep.
that was Lynn needed that. Lynn needed that card right then and there.
I'm gonna pitch to re-roll. Surprised he would re-roll the focus, but you know, there it goes. The
but
focus turns
3.
into 3 melee.
So there you go.
That's worth it. 6.
4, 5, 6. He still needs 2 more. So is he going to pitch to re-roll again or what?
If I was George, I probably would. Right, you're gonna try to get that Rey and that Makashi training to show at least 2 damage between the 2 of them. Highly possible with Makashi training having 2+2 melee sides.
Yep.
Of
Lynn
course,
gonna go
Rey
ahead
showing 3 melee sides that with damage, and Lynn concedes. Cannot pull it off. So this round goes to Luke Rey.
Wow,
Another win for
nice.
Luke Rey on the top table here with George.
It is. He's doing well today. Before this, I believe both players coming in were undefeated. So
Yeah, this is definitely the way it happens. My ally is the Force coming in there,
that's why it's your ally, right?
and that's why
your
it is
aid
your
when you need
ally.
it?
Yeah, it is.
So we've got, looks like there's still 18 minutes left for everyone else to finish up. So
Yeah, so we're going to have a little bit more time before we get to round 5, which will be the last round of Swiss. After that, we'll go into a top 8, top 4, and top 2 games,
Woohoo.
all of which will be single elim except for the final game. It's going to be player's choice on whether it's going to be best of 1 or best of 3.
interesting. Now yesterday we saw something that should have been best of 3 switch into to just 1. So we'll see.
Yeah, and of course, up for grabs here is all the store championship swag. Captain Phasma card, that first round buy at regionals. The beautiful play
gorgeous
mats. Yeah, the mats, that will go to the top 4. We're down to, after all the drops, up to 24 players left in the field of play. So we've got a lot of exciting things happening. Match slips going out to folks as games are wrapping up here. So even though there's
Yeah, stay
16 so
tuned.
minutes around clock, getting back sooner than later.
Yep, we'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned.